Monday, January 30th, 2023. I'm here at Universal Orlando Resort. I'm going to start my day off Islands of Adventure, just kind of see where the day takes me. First ride of the day, 5-minute wait. Yeah, I love this ride. It's just very adorable. I rode a different track than I did last time. They're only running one side. So remember, the carousel was under refurbishment last time, so they had that section closed off, and now they have the opposite section closed off. So it's a slightly different ride experience than last time, but not a huge variation. There's a couple different scenes. Either way, it's a slow-moving, elevated, somewhat dark ride, but more so just an open ride. Time for the absolute best ride in the entire park. Only a 35-minute wait.
I'm here to help keep you and your belongings safe during your raptor run today. Raptor Close Encounter. Scan your ticket at an available station. Beverages into the sink before placing it in the locker.
The ride broke down while I was in line, so it ended up being a little bit 10 extra minutes or so. Not too terrible as far as ride breakdowns go, but I did get a back row ride, row 12, final row. You definitely feel the air time a lot better on that right there. It just yanks you over the top. So I was gonna ride Cat in the Hat before lunch, but looks like the ride is shut down for the moment. Oh well. Exiting Islands to go to lunch at Toothsome, which I will be doing a musical overlay montage-y type segment for that. Back at Islands. Now this right here, waiting about 10 years to ride this ride because on every single visit to Universal I've ever been on, it has been closed, unfortunately, which is 4 different visits. Just been very unfortunate, but today that changes finally, so here we go. About a 55-minute wait. Should be worth it on such a warm, hot day today. We're in the 80s.
Seriously, Bear, do you think I'll lose my way as I get older? Only if you're lucky. What are you grinning at? Is that your real face, or are you still celebrating Halloween? Trick or treat, trick or treat.
Just under a 40-minute wait, about 15 minutes less than the wait time sign said at the entrance. Can't complain. Yeah, I absolutely love this ride. It was definitely worth the 10-year wait it took me to finally get on this thing. Probably the best log flume I've ever been on. It's just very fast and very steep, I would say, the drops they have on here, and you get completely soaked. I mean, my strategy for water rides has always been I will bring a swimsuit to change into and a separate shirt, tank top, whatever. So, and also water sandals like Tevas. So I basically have a full change of clothing. So I can just enjoy the water rides without the discomfort of being soaked all day and just waiting for myself to slowly dry out. Every single person you see coming off this ride is completely drenched. I mean, just basically, it's like dropping buckets of water on top of you. I've never seen a water ride that gets you, well, I should say a log flume ride specifically, that gets you quite this soaked, because this is very soaked. But I love it. Absolutely love this ride. Especially the cartoony theming, I want to say that too. Cartoony theming is very, very unique to a log flume. Typically it's more mountainy, foresty type theming, but the cartoony theming really like sets it apart from any other log flume you could ever ride. Next we're doing Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges. Only has a 5-minute wait, which is a bit odd because it's a very hot day, but can't complain. River raft ride as opposed to a log flume ride that we just were on. Yeah, I'd say it was about 95% wet before this ride. Now it's definitely 100% wet after this ride. I'd have to say this probably gets you a little bit more wet than Dudley Do-Rights, but the comparison's kind of a moot point because they're both going to get you like 95-ish% soaked, if not 100% soaked. So I do really like the game of roulette you're playing to see who's going to be the one who gets completely soaked on this water soaking feature of the ride next. So I guess it is possible you could be the one that is somewhat dry if luck is truly on your side. But there's so many opportunities to get wet on this ride, I can't really imagine someone missing all of them. But I guess it's possible. Kind of honestly, I think I might prefer this over Dudley Do-Rights, but they're both really, really good rides. Again, kind of a moot point because both very good rides. Some of the best water rides you'll ever see. Very unique, cartoony theming. One based on Popeyes and the other one based on Dudley Do-Right Canadian Mountain. Now leaving Islands of Adventure. And now entering Universal Studios. Now we're gonna ride the Mummy. Got a 25-minute wait. Sign said 25-minute wait, but this is actually a straight up walk-on, so that's pretty great. Yeah, I'll never ever get sick of this ride. Probably the best indoor roller coaster I've ever personally been on. Though the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster at Epcot sounds like it would likely beat this, because absolutely everybody I talk to loves that ride and says it's the best. So I imagine that one day that will have thrown this for me, but I have not ridden that yet. So currently this is my favorite indoor roller coaster still. And now for the horror makeup show. After doing this last year for the first time since I was a child, I love this show, and it's an absolute must-do absolutely every visit I ever go here. There's a lot of improv and stuff to kind of keep it sort of fresh and a little bit new, a little unique for every experience. Still a general format to it, but it's worth a go every time you come. They also have a fantastic little museum here in the lobby dedicated to horror films. That is very much worth checking out. And here's the theater. Not a whole lot to it. It's a very kind of intimate experience. All seated for the show. Great show. Yeah, it's a really, really great show. I love all just the little things they do to just kind of keep it fresh. So there's a host and then there's a makeup artist, and it's been different every time except the guy who was the host this time, I believe, was the makeup artist last time. There's always a little bit different vibe. Each person kind of adds to the show, and so it's kind of interesting seeing the guy who was the makeup artist last time be the host this time, kind of seeing, basically playing the opposite end of the jokes that they're setting up. They're always kind of playing off each other, and they do topical humor. Like, for example, last year they made jokes about Tom Brady's retirement, which he later rescinded a week or two later. And this year they were making jokes about Tom Brady's divorce. So, interesting year for Tom Brady, to say the least. But I love this show. Oh, another change too is it used to be an audience plant. That would be the participant. Like, supposedly was a Universal employee that would just kind of do this for fun. But now it's definitely an actual audience member and not a plant. You can just kind of tell because their behavior is a bit more unpredictable. And the way the staff treats them is a bit more hands-on and guided to make sure that they're doing the appropriate thing for the show. So that's a very interesting change to see as well. I believe they're doing that during COVID because they wanted to limit interaction, so it would be technically be an employee who was up on stage as opposed to a random guest. So 10 out of 10, definitely recommend this on absolutely every visit. And now I'm gonna get myself a crate. Here is the menu. I got the smoked brisket, a spice rubbed beef, pepper jack cheese, coleslaw, and golden barbecue ranch. It is absolutely delicious. Look at all those flavors kind of blending together. It's quite savory, very fresh tasting brisket. Only thing I'll say is it's pretty messy. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but I'm doing the best I can. So I guess whatever works. I was gonna ride ET, but currently it is down for technical reasons. So, oh well, maybe some other time. Now we're going to do the Bourne Stuntacular, a very technologically advanced stunt show. It's a very impressive stunts on this one. Just got out of the show. Big difference this time from last time is that I sat in the very back last time, whereas this time I was about a third of the way from the front, so I could kind of get a sense of how some of the stunts were working, sort of, because I could see a little bit of the backstage area. I could see various platforms opening up on the ground. I could see the kind of the equipment they have on the ceiling that it hangs from a certain point, which is on a track, so I could kind of see a little bit how it works, but it's still kind of mind-boggling trying to understand exactly how all of this works, because there's so many moving parts. It's extremely technical. It's just a very, very impressive stunt show. You don't really have to have any ties to the Bourne series to understand or appreciate the show. I've only seen one Bourne movie and I was about it, but I love the stunt show though. I would like to see like a behind the scenes type tour deal where they kind of explain how these things work. I think that would be really fascinating, but oh well, just as an audience member, it's still a very entertaining show. Now it's Ride Rockit, just a 15-minute wait. Hopefully I picked something a little bit better than Limp Bizkit this time for my song. So this time I went with Cypress Hill, Insane in the Brain. It was a wonderful song to listen to while riding this ride. I think that really surprised me on my last ride is, you know, because I could directly compare it to Velocicoaster. Airtime on these little hills kind of go up, kind of see up there, when you get to the very top right there, the airtime is actually really strong. I can really feel the restraint bar on my quads just pushing hard as, you know, I kind of fly up into it, feeling the negative G's. And the positive G's on the helixes are very strong as well. I never ever understand the negative reviews this ride tends to get generally. because I feel like it's a very intense ride. Granted, I rode in the second row this time, and my previous ride was the front row. Any less intense rides, I feel like I recall them being in the rear row. So I guess it seems like it's more so a front row ride, similar to Velocicoaster. But I love this thing. I'm going to ride this thing absolutely every time I ever come here, and I love the vertical lift hill right there. There are not enough vertical lift hills. Now we are leaving studios. Regular exit has work walls up, so we kind of cut through this gift shop. Back at Islands of Adventure. Got about 2 hours till park closing. 6 o'clock now, park closes at 8. Now I'm gonna go get a ride on the Incredible Hulk. Always an extremely intense, positive G-filled ride. Now, Spider-Man.
Up with the Statue of Liberty. But in the meantime, I am imposing an immediate
Grab the 3D glasses. Enjoy the walk-on. 90s Spider-Man really is the best version of Spider-Man. I got a lot of great memories of watching the animated show in the 90s as a kid. I mean, really all the animated superhero shows from the 90s were amazing, like X-Men and Batman. But Spider-Man is the only one that has a ride that still lives on. Or at all, I should say. Or ever. This guy right here is going to be a new Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie that comes out in a couple weeks. The temple entrance for Kong looks amazing at night. Now I'm going to ride Kong. Back-to-back 3D rides. Hey, she's back. Last time I rode this, last October, this animatronic was missing, but they returned her to her rightful place. Got my goggles, about to board. So many details in this wall at the boarding area I've never noticed before. Very, very cool. Yeah, this ride just keeps getting better and better absolutely every time I ride it. I just want to go back and watch that Peter Jackson King Kong movie from 2005 because this ride is it's basically just that movie. Well, the scenes where they're on Skull Island, I should say. The Kong animatronic at the very end is extremely impressive. Every time I look at it, I'm just noticing one little more detail. Just how fluid it is, the way it moves. I mean, that thing's got to be at least 30 feet tall. I mean, looking at it this time, I was like, I could easily fit inside that head. It could just swallow me up whole like it's nothing. Now I'm going to get a night ride on Velocicoaster. My very first ride ever on Velocicoaster a year ago was a night ride, and I have not had a night ride since, so I'm extremely excited for this. I'm going to try to wait extra for the front row, but we shall see.
When you disembark, you will arrive to the other side of the lockers.
You can take advantage of the opportunity parks provide to see these raptors
So you get a locker like that. This is the one I got. See you on the other side. And here I am on the other side. Just exit. I did indeed wait extra for the front row, and it was more than worth it. Took about 37 minutes from when I got in line to when I got my phone out, so the line moved a bit faster than the sign said. I will say my ride earlier in the day had a little bit of a rattle to it, which didn't affect my ride experience that dramatically. Still was a great ride, but this ride was incredibly just butter smooth. You can feel the airtime so much stronger in the front row. It is absolutely your front row ride. Okay, that sign says 105-minute wait. Now I get a night ride on Hagrids, and the night is about 7:50, so this will absolutely be my final ride. These stairs on the queue are a new deal. This little bridge. So the doors right there is where the pre-show is located. So now you just bypass through them altogether. Pre-show has still not returned post-COVID, so one day. Just about to board, 65-minute wait, 40 minutes less than the 105-minute posted wait time. Probably the most dramatic difference I've ever seen between a posted wait time and actual wait time. Another amazing night ride on Hagrids to end the day. I think this is maybe the 4th time or 5th time or something like that I've ended the night ride on Hagrids, where I get off the ride and the park's already been closed for some time, and I'll probably do it once more on this trip. It's the absolute best way to end any sort of theme park experience ever. It really, really is that good. Now leaving Islands of Adventure. Now we are on CityWalk. We are going to go find some dinner. We are going to go to Bread Box. Straight up ahead. And here's the menu. I am splitting both the cold turkey sandwich and the barbecue brisket nuts, plus a side of tater tots. Looks delicious. I recall being absolutely blown away by this turkey sandwich when I had it back in October, and I'm not blown away. It's still pretty good, but not blow me away good. The barbecue brisket melt is definitely the better of the two sandwiches. Not quite blown away, but I would say it's very good though. Tater tots still pretty solid over there. Another really great meal here. I will definitely be coming back again. And that is it for today. Another 12 hours of theme parks. This is day 2 of 6. Tomorrow I'll be doing Volcano Bay. So I'm gonna go back to the hotel, get a very good night's sleep, wake up in the morning, and go to Volcano Bay. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.